Dog Gadgets Live.
Hello, welcome to Brown Dog Gadgets Live. I am Amanda, the Education Outreach Coordinator here at Brown Dog Gadgets. Behind the camera, I've got Pete.
Hey.
Today we are going to be building the Belt Bot card. But before that, if you have not followed us on our social media platforms, please do so. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, and YouTube. Also, the template that you'll see today, as well as all of our other projects, templates, and products can be found at browndoggadgets.com. And if you have any questions, feel free to chat with us, or you can send us an email at help@browndoggadgets.com. All right, our project today is the Belt Bot card.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, he's pretty fancy.
It's a cool looking
And then
robot.
in his belt is
Yeah.
where the switch is built in.
Yes.
Yeah,
Power
just
belt.
like that. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. All right,
Okay.
let's switch to that overhead cam.
Overhead.
So here's the one that I built already with his little switch in the belt. Doop, doop, doop.
Yeah.
Here is our template.
Yeah.
So for this one, there is only a black and white version, so you do need to color it in. Don't worry, you can handle it.
You don't have to.
You don't have to. This
You
is
can choose
very
not
true.
to.
This is very true.
Some people like black and white.
And then we've got the belt down at the bottom
Yeah.
here that you cut out. So then
Wow.
there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I decided to use my metallic markers on this one, and it's just so much fun. Because
Definitely.
why not? Why not?
Maker tape.
All right. Then you'll notice that I actually do have two slits cut right here.
Mhm.
When we look at the back, it doesn't line up perfectly, but those two
Yeah.
slits will actually be where we wrap the maker tape around to the front. So we can push down on the belt, which will also have maker tape on the back of it,
Mhm.
to complete that circuit.
Yeah.
Now, technically, you could just do one slit like we do with the things that have like our
Yeah.
slit key thing.
Yep.
Um,
Slit switch.
Slit switch. I knew there
Yeah.
was a name. But this one has two built in, so I did it. That's fine. All right. So the first thing we'll need is we need to actually.
I have a slit switch graph.
Of course you
It's an
do.
old one, but
It works though.
there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
The first thing we'll need to do is actually make the holes for our LED eyes. You'll notice that the negative hole is on top, so we want to continue that on the front. There aren't actual markers on this one. You're covering up his super cute little eyes, but that's okay. So I'm going to go right about the black line and a little bit below it for both sides. Just a reminder, with most of our projects, you do want to print it on heavier cardstock. Thinner paper will bend and break and not stand up to the circuitry as well. So a heavier cardstock is ideal. Now we said we wanted the negative at the top. When we're looking at an LED, the shorter leg is negative, the longer leg is positive. I'll push those in place. Just like that. Perfect. I actually can't decide if I like him with the LEDs better or just the eyes that were already there. I don't know. Now, one thing I did notice when doing this template is the negative leg does go a little bit too high. It goes above the edge. So you could just kind of bend it over. Just so it's out of the way and not going over the edge of the paper.
Right.
Easy fix. There we go. Now we are going to use maker tape to hold down and complete our circuit. If you've never used maker tape before, maker tape is a nylon conductive tape. It is Z-axis conductive, meaning you can overlap two pieces and it still conducts electricity. It is really great stuff. It is way better than copper foil tape. Copper foil tape rips really easily. It isn't always conductive. Sometimes it looks like it should work, but then it doesn't. And it can be very frustrating. So maker tape is a great solution to
It's true.
paper circuits.
It's a solution to so many problems
It's true.
caused by copper foil tape.
It's true. And I've got this big 3D printed holder for my large 20-meter roll,
Right.
which if you'd like to print your own, you can find it at browndoggadgets.com in our 3D printable files. I do have a smaller one too. There's just nothing on it right now.
Oh.
At some point I'll put more on it.
We can
But-
show later or another time how you put the tape roll on there.
That is true.
Refill it.
But I can also just work from a strip too, which is really helpful for kids. You just cut a piece for them. This might even be too long. I'll set it aside and use it later, but then you can just give them a section to work with instead of a whole roll, and then, they unwind it all on purpose. So fun. All right. I'm going to start with my negative LED legs, and I'm not going to use a whole lot of tape along them, but I am going to do more than just pass it over the top there. So I'm going to put a piece right over the straight part of those legs, just to make sure I've got a really solid connection when building my circuit. There we go. And then I'll run tape path A right over those pathways I just built. Hey, Mike. Mike, are you going to unwind a whole 20-meter roll?
Ooh, not with that tape holder, you're not. Hey.
I mean, I see a kid unrolling it on purpose. That's what I view.
One of your children, perhaps.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Mine know better.
No, yours know better. They're skilled at maker tape, right?
They're skilled at not driving me too bonkers.
Ooh.
All right, then I'm going to take about an inch worth of maker tape and roll it up with the sticky side facing out to make a tape loop, just like you would the back of a poster. Oh, this is a really ugly tape loop, but it will still work. And I'm going to put it right on top of the end of tape path A. This is what we're going to use to hold our battery in place.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to
definitely.
re-spool a 20-meter roll of tape.
So, Mike, you'll appreciate this. I was playing Monopoly with my boys the other day, and we have a rule in our house that says winner cleans up.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah,
a good one.
it really works well for us. So, my oldest son, who's turning 11 this weekend, he won. And so he's got the stack of bills in his hand.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, Mom,
Can we imagine?
what if I just drop it in front of the fan? I was like, I mean, you're welcome to do that. He goes, but I have to clean it up,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Right.
that's all that would happen. I was like, mm-hmm. So he definitely did it. And it took him forever to clean it up, but he had a lot of fun.
I thought you
For
were going
that
to
hot
say
second.
you wanted to throw.
He kind of threw it in front of the fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not-
The fan helped disperse more.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we were talking 3D printed files. We also have these battery holders that you can find the file on our website. You can make a huge one if you'd like. They're just really handy to keep batteries in place.
Indeed.
I know, Mike, he's ready.
Right.
And then since these are our negative LED legs, I'm going to make sure the negative side of the battery is connecting to that. So my positive side will be facing up. Put it right on top of that tape loop. And then we'll do the same thing with my positive LED legs. So a piece of maker tape right over that leg. And I am running my nail along the edges of that leg just to make a really good connection. Just like that. And you know what? I might even do some right angle turns today.
Oh, wow.
I know. We'll see if I'm successful. I've gotten a lot better at it since I started here. There we go.
I still don't do it.
I know.
Yeah.
All right. And then I've followed most of my pathways so far. I'm going to take this one from the positive side of the battery all the way down the right side of my card. And the reason I haven't done D and E yet is those are the ones that are going to wrap around to the front. So I'm going to take my maker tape. I'm not going to cut it off quite yet. I don't know how long I'll need. And I'm going to stick it through my slit that I made. Now, if I didn't make the slit big enough, I could make it a little bit bigger. But I want to make sure that I get my maker tape kind of covering this section on the front here. I could always get it through just a little bit and add more, when I was actually making this one, that's what I ended up doing. I didn't get it all the way as far through the slit as I wanted, so I just added more. So I've got it on this side right here. So on the back, I'm going to then pull it back and then connect it to the pathway on the left. And then we'll do the same thing on the right. Now this slit looks a little skinnier, so we'll see. Oh, not bad.
You got skills.
Thank you. All right. There we go. And connect it with my long pathway that connects up to the battery. There we go. Now, right now, my LEDs don't light up because the pathways are not connected. There is a gap in the circuit. I can test this out before adding my switch by just taking the shiny side of the maker tape and pressing it down over these two pieces, bridging that gap to see and make sure that my circuit is successful, and it is.
It is.
Which means I can add my belt.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to put maker tape on the back side of it, and I'm going to bend it right at these little dotted lines here. Just like that.
That belt's really going to pull the whole outfit together.
Oh, it really is. It's essential.
Yes.
The belt is quite skinny too. So if you want to trim down the
Yeah.
width of this maker tape, you definitely can. It feels like it's a tricky one. It's like the exact same size.
Most robots do tend to prefer a skinnier belt. I don't know why. It's
So
just the
true.
way they do.
Did you survey them?
Yeah, I talked to them.
Nice. There we go. So we've got the maker tape on the back of it. And then we are going to use some hot glue to put this belt in place, just because it stays the fastest. And
it
works
says glue
well.
right on the card.
It does say glue. And if I just use white glue, I could,
Yeah.
but it's going to take longer for it to set. And it does have a little bit of spring to it since it's got that fold. So the chances of it not staying in place are higher.
And you could always tape it, but I think the glue's a cleaner look, obviously. It's more hidden.
So we'll push that down, just like so. It's true.
I mean, we're making the footage right now, Mike. I don't know what else we need here. Look, maker tape.
And then we'll push this one down on the other side and let it dry, which doesn't take long, luckily. Get my little strings off here because they're bothering me and nobody else. And then, there we go. I was wondering about that, Mike. I didn't want to correct you, but...
Once again, bringing the typos to our stream.
There we go.
Yeah.
So there is our belt bat card with a switch built in to the belt. Fancy. That's actually all we've got for you today.
It's wonderful.
Tomorrow we will jump back into, why is it sharp over here and blurry over here?
I can fix that.
I'm just curious.
Oh, let me get this out of here. Let's see.
So interesting. These cameras, they confuse me. Tomorrow we will be jumping back into Microbit University, where we will be taking our piezo speaker from last week, beautiful, and 2 push buttons, and seeing how we can code that combination.
Yeah.
Then next week we will be taking a week off for a fabulous training that we're doing with some Texas teachers, and then we'll be back the following week. So we hope we'll see you tomorrow for Microbit University, and have a great night.
All right.
We'll see you then.
Thanks for watching. Please visit browndoggadgets.com for parts, projects, and curriculum. Follow us on social media @BrownDogGadgets. We'll see you next time.